And I call the meeting to order with a pledge to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Members present, we want to approval of the agenda.
We'll motion to approve April's agenda.
I'll second.
Moved and supported. Any additions, deletions? No. All right. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Supervisor's comments, just quick, in case people have heard anything. DTE was in to the township. I believe they were in Unadilla too, within the last couple of weeks. They were here last Thursday when we were in. Basically, just to let us know that they're still here. There's really not a lot of news. They haven't decided how they're going to proceed. Honestly, I'm not sure, other than they indicated they wanted to be open so that we knew that, they haven't gone away. They basically identified, there's options for court, there's options for going to the MPSC route, similar to what's happened up north. And they haven't decided. So, but they indicated that they probably would be deciding in the somewhat near future, whatever that means. So, more to follow, I'm assuming. That's all I have on that, and comments. And with that, we'll go to call of the public. Anybody like to speak? All right, then we will move on to adoption of the proposed regular minutes from the March 19th board meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes for March 19th, 2026.
Second.
Moved and supported to accept the March 19th regular meeting minutes. Any discussion, corrections? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, the same, motion carries. And then on to the proposed budget meeting minutes.
A motion to approve March's budget meeting minutes.
Second.
Moved and supported to approve our budget meeting minutes of March 26th. Any discussion on this? Corrections? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries. Julie?
I have the subdivision, or the Lincoln County Sheriff's Department report. For March, there were 40 hours dedicated service. This included 44 self-initiated calls for service, 1 dispatched call for service with 16 traffic stops, 1 report, 1 field contact, and 10 citations.
Wow.
Right.
Friday, we're in a hurry this month.
I guess so. Friday, March 6th from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., 2 subdivision patrols, 3 building checks, 4 traffic stops, 1 citizen assist, and 4 traffic citations. Monday, March 9th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., 2 patrol check areas, 3 subdivision patrols, 1 building check, and 2 traffic stops. On Tuesday, March 17th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., 2 business checks, 2 subdivision patrols, 4 traffic stops, and 3 traffic citations. On March 27th from 3:45 to 11:45 p.m., 3 subdivision patrols, 4 patrol area checks, 3 traffic stops, and 1 citizen assist. And then March 30th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., 1 larceny complaint, 3 traffic stops, 2 subdivision patrols, and 3 building checks. The other thing is the new voter ID cards are at the printer. The proof has been approved, and hopefully they will go out next week sometime. I'm supposed to get the quote for the price tomorrow morning. And public accuracy test is in 2 weeks, I think, from today. Public accuracy test, and the election is coming very quickly, May 5th. So that's all that I have.
Amanda, treasurer's report.
The report is in front of you, and I don't have anything to add to it other than trash bills went out, and a lot of people have dropped them off and put them in the mail, and I processed quite a few of them today, so it's good. Everybody's excited to pay their trash bill. Okay, excited's maybe not the right word, but they want to make sure they get it paid so that they don't miss it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Guess with that, we'll pay the bills.
I'll make a motion that we pay $45,976.66 in township bills.
I'll second.
Moved and supported. Any discussion? Okay. I guess if not, call the roll.
Haley, aye. Harmon.
Aye.
Bonneville.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Motion carries. Committee reports.
Since our last meeting, there have been 4 calls for grass fires, 1 medical, 2 fire alarm, and 1 tree down. We have a meeting in April. Thank you.
A lot less grass fires this year?
I don't know, I would assume so. I would assume there's gonna be not very many on my next report next month.
I think all 4, that might be all of the 4 that we had.
4 is not very many.
No, it's not.
Man, planning commissions.
So I've received a packet here regarding the master plan update, and a potential new company is Williams & Works on Grand Rapids. There's an estimated price, you'll see a sticker shock of. That is an estimated price for doing a complete overhaul and everything in between, which don't know if that'll necessarily be needed. So if you read through it, it'll say where, they're willing to adjust prices based upon the needs that we have, things like that. It does have a digital survey, not a mail-in survey. Mail-in survey is an extra $10,000. They have more and higher participation. Yeah, they have a lot higher participation in the digital online survey. There has been a couple other companies that the chairs reached out to. They're all within the same ballpark price of this for a complete overhaul. However, Williams & Works has seemed to be more proficient at getting back, being readily available for communications and any questions needing answered right now at this time. So this is just something to kind of look at and take an eye at, and then any requests that you want to send back to the planning commission, and they are willing to come in and give a preview and a presentation of their services and things like that. You get time to read through this little packet. They kind of address us and our needs, and they kind of print this up specifically for Iosco. Also, there's been some discussions for the transfer. What's that?
Would you like board members to email comments to you for next planning commission meeting?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll relay those, relay any comments, questions, and then I'll relay them over to the planning commission. Again, sticker shock, that's for a complete overhaul, which don't know if that'll be necessary.
Of just the master plan, correct?
Master plan.
Yeah. Not of,
The whole.
not of our ordinance, not of
Right.
zoning
They'll
ordinances, not of
look at
the,
all that and cross-reference things.
right. But this is I just wanted to clarify as I glance at this is just the master plan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And there's also been some discussions looking at the transfer of property rights and the purchase of property rights for, preserving some of the land if large landowners feel that they would want to enroll in that. Eidelson is going to draw up an ordinance. With that, they'll have more details as far as the difference of 2 and the options with that. That'll be expected probably next month. Also on top of that, from last meeting, we talked about Eidelson drawing up ordinance for data centers and all that stuff that we were talking about. That is some on the side with everything that's going on at the state level, so we're not gonna pursue that right now. We're just gonna let it sit still until things progress. And that's all I have.
Ann.
I have issued 6 permits for the year. Of those 6, 2 of them are for new dwellings. In addition to those 6, I've issued 9 waivers. I would like to ask the board to entertain a policy for the zoning ordinance, once permits are processed, that no requests for refunds can be made. I've already put the time in, any research I've had to do, if they decide not to build, it's kind of, not a better way to say this, but not my problem kind of thing.
Right.
But I would like the board to entertain an official policy that we do not provide refunds on permits.
All right. Because we have new forms now, right?
Kind of. We have new forms for certain things, and we're still using the old form for other things just because it still fits. My main focus would be land use permits right now. I don't know if we want to blanket it to the zoning board of appeals or anything like that at this time.
Yeah, I guess I'm not sure why you wouldn't cover everything.
Why you wouldn't make everything non-refundable?
It's not happening a lot yet, Aaron, but I've had a request and I just kind of want to nip it in the bud before it becomes a problem.
Because I'm under the impression we charge the $100 for the time,
Yeah.
right? I
Yeah,
mean,
that's what-
Spending
yeah.
people
If
in
she's
another
already
work days.
done all the work, and I agree with that, I support the no
I mean, the
refunds, once
big-
it's been issued.
The big money stuff is like escrow anyway, so.
Right,
That
right.
would be bad
Escrow's
if they
different,
cancel.
yeah.
well, and I think when people go to ZBA, they put a lot of thought, because that's $650,
Yes,
isn't it? So
I do a lot of counseling before people decide to do a
Decide to
ZBA,
do
so I'm not
it,
as
yeah.
worried about that one. It's mainly the land use permits.
Yeah, unless
I-
there's concerns, I mean,
I
I
don't
would
see a
support
problem with
drafting a policy.
Yes, we can work on drafting it for next month's meeting.
Yeah.
for review. I can, one of us, I can.
Thank you.
Yep.
That's all I have.
All right, thank you, Ann. Unfinished business, the ethics discussion. So you should have all in front of you. I talked with Harris, and he still is pushing us towards the MTA version of this versus what I presented last month. So honestly, I don't know that he really read that. So I
read the one you presented last month?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
So, in any case, I sent him the straight MTA one. I sent him the one that I presented again last month, just so he'd have it. And I sent him this, which I put together, which was, I guess you'd say, my version of adjusting the MTA, because the MTA was it was set up like as a template, really.
Yeah.
So I went through it and just took out of it, what I thought was appropriate for our township. So I guess if everybody would review this one, also with respect to, the other documents and, make comment, I appreciate it. And then Harris is also looking at it. Maybe next month we can have a final edit, if you will. So.
All right, so you'd like to table this to next month?
So yes, so this is just, for your information and perusing. Late night reading. Township hours. I really don't have anything to add on this, other than we did talked last month, is whether or not we would want to extend the hours of the day.
Right.
So, but, I mean, I don't really have any new information to share on it, because I did not do a lot of research on what the other townships are doing at this point. So, I can work on that for this month, coming up, unless somebody has something else they would like to.
I mean, I don't
Propose.
think it really matters what other townships are doing, I think it matters what, I don't really think it matters what other townships are doing, I really
You
don't.
girls know what's going on when the influxes are,
I
and
think that,
people that are in the office probably know
Well,
better
then
than you are
in
here.
that case, it was really just a discussion of whether we do like one day and have a couple extra hours and go into the evening, as I recall, versus having 2 partial days.
Right, I think, if I remember this correctly, we talked about having morning, like if you did just Thursday, but do the whole day, so that people can stop on their way into work, possibly,
8 a.m. or
Oh.
9
you know, or instead of 2 half-days.
Right.
Or I guess if you want to stick with, I don't want to make it confusing, though, I guess. And I don't want to be here from 8 to 6
Seven,
on a
whatever.
day
Right.
either.
I mean, okay, I can only speak from my experience as a previous commuter. Wouldn't matter to me if you opened at 8 o'clock. I mean, I was long gone
Long gone.
before 8 o'clock. Right, I mean,
Other than paying cash, there isn't a whole lot, I can't offhand, paying cash and buying a dog tag is the only thing you need to be in person, I think, in the treasurer's office. I mean, between the drop box, and in fact, I've had people drop their rabies certificate and their money in the drop box, and I've mailed them their tags. So I don't know how important. I guess if we do send out some kind of digital survey, that would be a good thing for the digital survey.
I cannot change mine,
we could put it
but
in.
mine are set, I've been here 2 days, my entire time as clerk, I've been here Wednesday and Thursday. The people of Iosco Township are used to Wednesday and Thursday, I'm not saying that's ideal for them, but I know that they are used to that. I cannot change mine within 45 days of an election.
Right.
So, that's when ballots are ready, and it's posted that they can come to me for ballots, so if we change office hours for the township, it just has to be 45 days prior to an election. But I've been here, I've been doing 6 years, I've been doing Wednesday and Thursday, so
Right,
it
but just-
doesn't matter to me.
Right, I was gonna say, just because we've been doing
Yeah, no,
something for it doesn't mean we
I'm
have
not
to
opposed to
continue.
changing it, I'm just saying this, I've been here doing it, so, because that's what the township had set prior to me being here.
Right.
What started the whole conversation of changing them?
It was really
Joe.
looking at Joe. Yes, I did bring up the concept of people, again, commuters that, might not be able to get in here till after 5. That was kind of my bent on it more than anything, is, maybe shifting or adding, an hour or 2 at the end type of thing. To me, it's like, even if on like Thursday it was 1 to 6, right? I think would potentially help people, but again, I guess we could do a public survey sometime. We could ask people to call the public later.
Sure. It would be something we couldn't, well, at least for the clerk, we couldn't implement till next year.
No, I
essentially?
have
No.
45 days prior
Just
between.
45.
Okay,
August,
so you could
between May and August.
before the
For
fall
August.
elections, you could. I don't know, I think we should still continue to muddle it, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine.
So is it gonna be just my office that is here still Wednesdays and Thursdays from 1 to 5?
Well, for the next 2 weeks, the
Oh,
treasurer's
yeah,
office
no
is gonna
change.
be open on
Yeah, right.
Wednesdays.
I thought
Just for the
Ann
next
was
2
doing
weeks.
more time.
Pardon?
I thought part of the raise was more hours for Ann, right?
I explained during the budget meeting that I'm accessible all days of the week.
I know,
So
I
I
didn't,
don't-
no, I'm not saying, I'm just saying, when I talked to Joe, when we discussed that, he
That-
had
that
said
was
that,
part
and
of
it
it
was
too.
on the list, that's why I'm asking.
That was part of it also, correct. Yeah.
So that's not,
You know, it's gonna be the whole total board. I mean, like Ann said, I know she's available. I call her when I need to. She answers the phone like every time. And I know she handles the public that way too. So it's a case of, is it important that somebody be sitting in here 8 hours versus 4 hours versus?
Why is it important that I'm here 8 hours then?
I don't know what it is.
The history of that is the only reason you're here on Wednesday afternoon is because the previous clerk
Yeah,
wanted to be here 2 afternoons a week. That's why the clerk's position is from 1 to 5 Wednesdays and Thursdays. Because the previous clerk wanted to be in here and the board approved it. So you're your own clerk. If you think you need to change your office hours, then
Well, there's
you
no
should
way I
say
can
so.
get my job done in 4 office hours a week. It would be impossible. I struggle as it is to get my job done. And I know you have to come in on off hours to get your job done as well.
Right, that's not so
right.
you need to think about, would it be easier for you and future clerks if you were just here one day, the whole day?
I guess part of that is we're the public servants. Like, it's
Right.
not about me really, right? It's about what our constituents
But if you're here in the
need.
morning, then that helps
How
people.
busy are you
get-
Wednesday?
On Wednesday, generally if it's not a big election, I only get stuff for Ann and for Amanda. I try and take care of their stuff for them, what I can, during taxes and any other stuff I take for Ann that I can, and there's not a whole lot I can do for Ann, but I can receive documents.
Right.
But I know a little bit more about what Amanda does, so I can help people. I can take credit card payments and can print receipts for people for tax bills and stuff like that. But for me, people requesting ballots or, I get occasionally cemetery things, but Wednesdays are not nearly as busy as Thursday when everybody's here, obviously, because a lot of my stuff is the behind the scenes kind of stuff,
Right,
unless it's an election.
right. Which is basically like me, which they do it on,
Yep.
other than being here Thursdays formally, but.
I got nothing else to say on this for now, I guess.
I don't either. I mean, it sounds like there's still maybe some discussion if
You've got
we want
45
to
days.
shift hours. What's that?
You got 45 days, right?
It has to be
No,
45
it
days
has-
prior to an election. So
Yeah.
I have a May 5th election, so
Okay.
somewhere between
Yeah,
May and 45 days prior to early voting starting for the August election, so which is July 25th. The early voting starts for the August elections.
okay. Well, then, I guess we just table it at this point, because I guess I'd like some solid ideas. If it's really something we don't really want to entertain, then I'm not going to push it. I just think having some kind of evening hours would be beneficial, aside from, the issue with, my thoughts.
Okay.
Whether that be adding an hour on Thursday or shifting Thursday. But, a lot of people come in at 1 o'clock on Thursday,
They do.
so,
And like I said, when I'm open for taxes at 9 AM, I get a lot of people right at 9 AM. It's like the 1 PM period.
right,
People want to get in there, get it done, and get on with their day.
right. So yeah, maybe it's just adding an
And when
hour.
I have elections, there's a lot of people at 7 a.m. So it might be the whole theory they want to get it done.
Get in, get it done.
True. Yes, we really don't have many people at 4:45.
No. I've had people call and say, hey, I might be there right at 5 o'clock.
Right.
No problem.
Right. Right, but there's not a line.
Huh?
But there's not a line.
No.
No, there is not a line,
Right.
but, they're gonna cut it close, and call, I'll stay,
Right.
it's not a big deal.
Okay,
All right, table.
moving on. New business, extended warranty on the generator. So this is one where, okay, we got that generator out there now, and everything's so flippin' expensive. I guess I've been getting these things in the mail, and I want to put it before the board. Do we want to entertain getting a 10-year warranty on that thing? It'd be basically $1,000.
How old is the generator right now?
It was put in the summer of '24, so it'll be 2 years old come this summer.
How long was the original warranty? Is that coming?
2 years on labor and 3 years on parts.
Is anyone familiar with what like service calls are? Does anyone have one? And
I have one.
have you ever had a service call?
I get the oil changed in it,
What does a service
What's that
call for an
cost?
oil change cost?
a couple $100. But
$200.
I don't think this covers the,
It doesn't.
have we done that, speaking of?
I'll be doing that, yeah.
Okay.
How
So
often
you
do
haven't
that?
had any major
I
problems?
think once a year.
You-
I've only been there
well,
a year.
They basically, at minimum, there's a 25-hour break-in, which we haven't hit yet, frankly. It only runs 10 minutes a day, or a week. I mean, we really haven't, it hasn't been in use as like
For a
long period of times, so. So the 25-hour break-in period, I'll change it. And then after that, it's 100 hours or annually, but then there's another area in their clause that says no more than 200 hours. So, it doesn't sound like it's hard and fast.
Right.
If you're changing the oil, like, how do we prove to them that I totally trust you, I really
You can
do.
take a picture of me while I'm doing it.
Okay.
Receipts, I'm assuming.
Oh, okay.
I
Good,
gotta,
okay.
I mean,
I'm good with the 10-year warranty, if you think it's not like maybe the paperwork all looks legit, but I.
right, no, I mean, I looked into it, it looks like it covers 3 hours of travel time round trip, so, there's guys that service these within that distance, that would be the only thing, like,
There's a guy here following
And you said you're only changing it like, what, 250?
No, I don't think it's that much. I think it's between 100 and 200. I've only ever had to do it, I've only lived there a year.
And that's just
so
an
I
oil
only do it
change, so I wonder, what big coverages would be if two good brakes would justify getting a warranty, or?
I mean, there's not a whole lot to the things, right?
once. I don't know.
You're the engineer.
You got an engine and you got a generator. I mean, if the generator goes on, I'm sure it's gonna be more than $500.
Yeah.
So, it's just, I don't know, well, it's like all insurance, crapshoot, right? I mean,
I know.
I don't know what the reliabilities things are overall for 10 years, period. I don't have one.
When does this have to be known by, or when is the deadline? Or is there?
They've been sending these things to me for off and on since we got it. So,
Is it worth adding to a
It's
table
just-
just to talk to some people, see if they've got any experience with Generac, and,
If-
I've had mine for 7 years and I've had a bunch of problems with it, or maybe not.
I mean, if you know
I
anyone.
mean, I'm not opposed to the warranty by any means, I think warranties are great for a reason.
Right.
See, I've never been a big fan of extended warranties. I've just never, I don't know why, I just haven't. I just
Right.
feel like,
Depending what it is, I guess,
How much did it cost us?
12 grand.
Was that with labor and installation?
We had the green, for 5,000.
Yeah. Yeah, the generator was like 6, I think, 65 of that, maybe 7. Yeah, I'd have to look it up for sure to be positive. Because, yeah, there's the transfer switch and the electrical. I'm the same way. I could kind of go either way. I just wanted to I wanted to open it up to have other people,
Yeah.
opinions. Because, yes, we do a lot of self-insure insuring at this point in life, because insurance can be a rip-off.
Yeah, I guess I'm a little bit more of a gambler. I'm not really, like I said, I usually don't do extended warranties, so. But if we want to ask around, I know one person with a generator that they've had for a few years. I think it's a Generac.
I know the owner of Ion Electric, but I think they would encourage it, so I don't think it's a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know two people I could ask, I guess.
I think we get away with it, I know a couple people I'll ask,
All right,
go from there.
well, let's do that.
Okay.
I don't know anyone that I think has had one for 10 years, but probably 5 years.
Yeah, I do know there's a couple guys on the department that have them too.
So, okay, well, we will all consult our generator owners and come back and decide next month. All right, moving on to board member comments. Aaron?
Don't have anything at the moment.
Yeah. Amanda?
I do. The Iosco seed giveaway is this weekend here at the Township Hall from 1 to 3 on Saturday and Sunday. And if you guys wouldn't mind out in the public, stacking the chairs when the meeting's over, I've got to get out some tables for Jaqueline. So if you guys could help me tonight, that'd be great. We'll just stack them all up quick and I'll get out some of the long tables for her. So if you know anybody who wants seeds, it's a free seed giveaway. She has a whole bunch of them, she said, boxes and boxes.
That box truck that's on the corner full.
Oh, she said you might show up, yeah. That's a lot, of seeds, so we're
Yeah.
hoping for a
And
good turnout.
this year, there's gonna be vendors too, they're doing different things, there's one talking about invasive species, what you can do to prevent them, and, you know,
There's gonna be
just
people
things.
promoting things, not selling.
Right, there's nobody selling anything. There will be people that have like samples of what they do sell, they're not selling them here.
Right.
If you wanted to contact them later, they'd have business cards or whatever. So it's actually growing, it's kind of pulling the community together.
Yes,
Is what it
absolutely,
is, so.
yep. So, that was my only comment.
Thank you. Julie?
It was just, you and I had talked about it, but I did watch Homier
Oh, yeah.
yesterday at the appeals court, and I'm hopeful. It looked very promising. I mean, I can't say that, but to me, the judge's reactions seemed very promising, that we may be able to reach, so I'm encouraging.
You said the seed day was Saturday?
It's Saturday and
Okay,
Sunday.
I misheard you then, because I wanted to say.
Yeah,
Saturday.
I made a mistake when I transferred it over to the newsletter. Jacqueline just wanted Saturday?
Yeah,
No,
it was
just wanted, now I
It was just gonna be
forgot.
Saturday, and
Yeah, it was gonna be Saturday, and when I tried to get everything on that newsletter, clearly Katie and I transferred, it made an 8, a 9.
Oh,
And so now graciously Jacqueline got some volunteers and she can do both days. It sounds like she's got enough seed for 2 days, so.
yes, definitely.
Yeah, so it's either day, Matt, whichever day you wanna come down and check it out, or
These
both.
are not both days tomorrow.
Yeah.
Me, I guess, kind of just to touch on what Julie said, yes, I spoke with Mike also, in addition to Harris today. And, of course, Mike always thinks he's right, like all the time. So, yes, he feels that things went well in his direction as far as the proceedings were. I thought so too, other than the last comment of the judge, when the MPSC attorney brought up, and I can't remember the phrase, I can't remember the word he used, but basically, you know, it was obvious that the state was trying to prevent, you know, the townships from doing things to shut things down.
Mischief.
Mischief, thank you,
Use
that is the word.
Use it like 10
And
times.
the judge's comment on that was like, you know, something along the lines of, yeah, you know, that was fairly clearly stated, you know, like he recognized that as an issue. And I thought, well, that's interesting, because everything else sounded, you know, in Mike's favor, if you will, I guess, to me. So we'll see. Mike thought that it probably wouldn't be very long before they come out with their opinion. And again, this is just his surmising, right? That they probably have already, it's been so long with the, you know, all of the proceedings that have went on over the last 2 years, that they've probably already written their statements, and now they're just gonna tweak them based on this hearing and have them published. So he's guessing it shouldn't be a long time before we know which way they're gonna go. Yeah, that's all I have.
And it's on YouTube if anyone wants to watch
And
it.
it's on YouTube, yeah. With that, we'll go back to call to the public.
I got a question. Amanda, or I'm sorry, Joe. I'm looking at the balance sheet, and when I look at the balance sheet, it looks like I'm missing a section underneath liabilities, because I can't get the assets and liabilities to, those are, liabilities are supposed to be some, plus something to equal the assets. So do you know why there's not a section? Because you have the assets, you have liabilities. I'm guessing on what the equity is, but I'm not sure. That was just question number one. Question number two was, you have a little section over called bond repayment. It's not in your liabilities world, but you say it's, I assume PTD means payment to date of 1.6 mil.
Yeah.
And then you got total due of 2 million. Is that total due remaining? Or is that?
Yeah, it
one?
should be remaining.
So
It
it's
is
not
remaining.
1/6 of the 1.9, it's actually 2 million that we have still a liability.
Yes.
Okay,
I can add the word remaining to clear that up.
and so if I took the assets minus the liabilities and not had any, I don't know why there's not a bond liability in there, but if there, so if that 1.9 is in there, then the 1.994, if you compare if you add that to the 350 million or 350,000 that's in liabilities, if you added the 1.9 into that number, if you have to, I don't know if you do or you don't, how you treat that.
I can ask the auditor.
Because-
I haven't had, they've looked at this and they've never asked me to change anything.
Okay, so, because if you added the 1.9 as a liability into the liability section, then you'd have a negative equity. Because you have a.
Okay, it is a liability, but it's not technically our liability. Because the
Okay,
fire authority,
So it's not going to be in there.
it's,
I don't need,
yeah, it's more like we were
I
the.
don't want to bore you, everyone else here.
No, it's all right. So basically, we used our equity to secure this bond for the fire authority. So the fire authority pays us and then we pay the bond. Does
Okay.
that,
Yeah,
like,
okay,
so it's not, technically, are we on the hook for it? Yes.
Yes.
Like it's our bond.
right.
But the fire authority, I mean, we would own a fire station if they
Right.
defaulted. So the fire authority would have to default before we had a problem with it.
Okay, so I think if the third part was added into here, I assume it should be like an equity, because you should have assets, you have liabilities, and then you should have an equity. And the assets,
But our equity is what? I mean, we're a government.
well,
I mean, the
I don't know.
building? I mean-
I don't know what it, that's what I'm trying to figure. I'm thinking that in order for this to be a balance sheet per se, it has to have 3 sections to it. and it only has 2. And I'm asking, if there's only 2, then it would say that we have, if you took just the assets and liabilities that you have here, and let's say we exclude the bond repayment, then
Yeah,
that would say that you have $2 million sitting in something. There's 2 million of something. I'm not saying what it is because I don't know what it is, but it would say that your assets minus your liabilities is supposed to equal something on a balance sheet, and that something is now worth 2 million. So if that 2 million is, I'll just make it up, just an example, don't kill me for it. General fund. If the
yeah,
general fund was 2 million, then I could start to understand the assets, the liabilities, and the equity, because the liabilities plus the equity's got to match the assets.
okay, so we have, I mean, there is money in general fund that is not, like, it's just sitting there.
Right,
We're not using it currently for anything, and it's not designated to go anywhere.
right, but it would sit on the statement, it would sit on your balance sheet is supposed to give you what is the health of your business,
Right.
what is your health of your financial situation, if this is that's those 3 things, some things fit all in those 3 things somewhere. So assets obviously is the physical asset of the building, right, and cash and that sort of stuff. Liabilities are those things that you have to pay into the future. And then the difference between
Okay.
those 2 is your plus or
Your
minus.
liabilities right now, how this is using liability, is that money has to go, like,
Yes,
it has to go, but that money is actually there. It's not money that's due.
right. It has some kind of duration to it, yeah. I get
Okay,
that.
this sounds like something you
Yeah.
or we may,
And we
It's
don't
okay,
track-
I'll take-
We don't track physical assets.
No, I don't want to there's 3 pieces to a balance sheet. If anyone looks up what a balance sheet is, in anything. just
okay, well,
very
tell you
quick.
what, I don't have to call it a balance sheet, I can call it a financial report. I could call it a financial health
Sure.
of the township report.
Sure, you could call it whatever you want to call it. You
If,
call it.
if that makes more sense.
No, I think it would make sense if you know the 3rd piece of this. And maybe there isn't a 3rd piece. And if there's not a 3rd piece, I'm okay with it. I was gonna look at your financial statements, I haven't had a chance. I
Okay.
assume in the financial statements, it has a balance sheet that has 3 pieces to it. If it doesn't, then I'm just new at this.
Okay.
Because I don't think you have 2 million sitting in a bank account somewhere.
We do.
Actually, we do.
We
Oh,
actually do.
okay, well then that would make all the sense in the
I
world.
mean, like I said, those
Then
are,
I'm fine.
those are reconciled bank statements. That's why it
gotcha.
says reconciled balances up along
Gotcha.
the first column.
Gotcha, then I don't have any questions.
Okay, I wish I'd said that first then. That's all right, great.
All right?
So everybody understands that's how much money the township has, like actual money.
Right.
Okay, good, fantastic.
We've got some people in this community that don't have surf internet. For some reason, they didn't go from Joe Humes to my farm. I got it, but the lanes and all the people in between there, like a dozen homes, don't have fiber optic.
Right.
Loretta was a teacher for the Powellville School District. She needed it. She retired last year, but she still subs and works there. What is their recourse to try to get fiber optic? Because it wasn't supposed to cover the whole township?
Yeah, and it's still supposed to. I mean, to my knowledge, it's supposed to come in this year,
Okay,
so,
well, they wanted me to ask, and that's.
yeah. Yeah, I haven't looked on their website. They
Yeah.
used to have a schedule of projects that identified when they were gonna be building out.
Well, I don't know how many poles there are in the community, but I know that's a whole.
Right. It's about 5%
Okay.
that are not covered.
Tell them maybe by the end of this year.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you're talking about the digital survey, can you have an option for people that aren't digital? There are some people that either don't have computers or don't have email or don't check their email. Or if you're doing email, I don't know how you plan on doing it. But that's one thought. And then the other thought is, and I know it's in the early stages from what Al said at the PC meeting, but this transfer of developmental rights, I would say proceed with caution. I mean, I know you will, but if you buy the property rights of one farm,
Are you talking transfer or purchase?
well, I know, I thought it was purchase.
Okay.
Is it gonna be purchase or transfer? We were talking purchase the other night, weren't
Right. You mentioned transfer. I just
Okay,
wanted to be
purchase.
sure. Not transfer.
we? It's not it's purchase,
Okay.
okay. Yeah, you know, if you purchase the developmental rights, depending on how you're gonna fund it, if you're gonna hold a millage and have it voted on and, you know, it's paid by raising people's taxes, you may save farmland in one area of the township by purchasing development rights, but you may force other people to start planting houses. I mean, that's just a thought, so. And I know it's in the early stages and funding and all that is not set or anything, but that was a thought I had. You know, you might save some somewhere, but if the taxes go up on the other ones, you know, might not be saving it
I see what
in
you're
other
saying.
places.
All right. Anybody else? Yes.
I just wanted to say, in terms of your office hours, I'm perfectly happy with how you guys have it currently, and I wouldn't expect any changes from that, as a resident's perspective. And then, on the extended warranty situation, I would just caution you to make sure that you're clear on all the fine print and what their requirements are to honor the warranty, because they do tend to have little loopholes to get out of it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Anybody else? All right, with that, we will close the call to the public, and that's about it.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Moved and supported to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same. Thank you all for coming.